Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Wednesday, April 1st, 2026 Aries. You might speak as if you possess many lifetimes of wisdom. Perhaps you do, but that doesn't mean you should be arrogant about it. Your words might have the tone of sage schooled in every subject. As a result, you could grow frustrated with others who act immature or uneducated. It isn't your job to judge. Help others understand the bigger picture instead of assuming that they're unworthy or unwilling to learn. Taurus, once you've made up your mind, it's doubtful that anyone can change it. You're set in your ways and your plans are set in stone. Having this solid base to stand on will let others support you effectively. You're trustworthy and predictable. Others can depend on you and know where they stand in relation to you. Don't let self-doubt slip in. This is your time to stand tall. Gemini, you might be hard and cold when it comes to facts. And you could also come across harsh and tough realities. This often just masks the sensitive interior. Perhaps you're insecure about your feelings and how you express yourself. People might never notice because you're so good at showing only the strong-willed electric side of your personality. Be careful of being too stingy about sharing yourself with others. Cancer, you're likely to be feeling a bit lonely, perhaps even isolated. Maybe you think no one else has your same wild mind and the thoughts running through your head. You'd be surprised to learn how many people do this unlikely. You may share some of these thoughts with someone, especially now. Don't feel like you have to do so now. Just know that you aren't alone and that you have a network of support at all times. Leo, if you have the opportunity to teach someone a lesson, feel free to do so. There's probably someone in your world who could use a bit of instruction now. You'll have the patience and clarity of words to straighten things out and make the correct path obvious. Don't be stingy with your knowledge. The situation will improve for you and everyone else when you selflessly spread your wisdom to others. Virgo, you could hesitate to take the initiative. Go instead. You'd rather wait and see how things pan out before you make a major move. Your movements are hindered in some way, although you may not be sure why. It is best to go with your intuition and not question too much. Just know that you're better off taking the safer route rather than walking too far out in the thin ice. Libra, you could feel increasingly uncomfortable as the day goes on. Perhaps you're tongue-tied in conversations quite rare for you. The problem is that you simply don't know what to say, or if you do, you don't feel comfortable saying it in front of these people. Perhaps you feel you've lost your edge. Don't despair. This is only a passing phase. You should return to your full-blown communicative self before the day ends. Scorpio, you could lapse into pessimism. Suddenly the glass appears half empty and everything looks bleak. You might ask yourself what you're doing it for anyways. You can't talk yourself out of this mood as easily as you talked yourself into it. It might not seem possible, but you must trust it's necessary in order to see the glass as half full again. Sagittarius, you might be much more aware of yourself than usual and hyper alert to every move you make today, especially around other people. You're feeling self-conscious about your words and you could be constantly wondering if you're saying the right thing to the right person at the right time. Too much self-analysis could drive you completely insane if you aren't careful, so try not to take everything so seriously today. Capricorn, your attitude is calm and matter-of-fact when talking to others. You tell it like it is while omitting the frills and fantasies. You have no reason to hide the truth, so you're happy to disclose information to any willing listener. Be careful, because you could get into someone else's personal private business uninvited. If you hear some secret information, you could tell it to others who definitely shouldn't hear it. Aquarius, you're likely to have tremendous concentration that seems to have materialized out of nowhere. Use this to your advantage because it may not last for long. You're usually blown from one thing to another like a leaf in the wind, and it's hard for you to settle on one project or issue for an extended time. You may have to shut a few people out in order to finish some task, but that's fine. Do what you have to. Pisces, be careful about shutting yourself off from the rest of the world. You might hesitate to talk to people. You could have the feeling that they're unworthy of your time. Perhaps you feel that your problems are more important than that of others and are too concerned with superficial things to understand the true depth of your nature. Isolating yourself certainly isn't going to remedy the situation. You really need to communicate more and let others know what's up. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Wednesday, 1st April 2026. Do have yourself a great, blessed, and wonderful day.
Well, here we are. It's already Wednesday, midweek, hump day, you know, the middle of the week. And here we are. Good morning. Welcome to the morning show on DBS. My name is Maureen. We need to go on over, as usual, to the news department, see what's happening there. We'll be back.
Good morning. Time now for the news. My name is Timothy Polio. From the shores of V4 to the forefront of economic opportunity, St. Lucia's blue economy is making waves. A groundbreaking CMOS training program is not just teaching farming techniques, it's empowering women, uplifting youth, and transforming livelihoods through innovation and agro-processing.
And I also had the opportunity to join one of the workshops with the women. And actually for me, that was a really inspiring part of the project, actually seeing the partnership in action. You know, seeing them learn really practical skills around branding, marketing, and turning what is a really worthwhile climate initiative into economic growth opportunities for women and young people, as well as men, of course. So we're really delighted to be partnering with the CMOS Farmers Association, and I hope that this is just the beginning of many more initiatives. We're looking for more support, of course, from the Ministry of Agriculture, for the CMOS Farmers Association, but also many more opportunities to support the blue economy in St. Lucia.
Funded by the British High Commission, this initiative is being hailed as a turning point for community-driven growth in the island's marine sector. We continue the broadcast with news that the government of St. Lucia is closely monitoring the worsening humanitarian situation in Cuba, where a collapse of the electrical grid and the severe shortages have prompted officials to consider contingency plans for St. Lucia nationals on the island.
We are in touch. The Minister of Education is in touch with the students in Cuba, and if and when the situation arises, when the students say they want to return, they'll be facilitated.
He expressed concern about the developments unfolding there, noting that the government, in collaboration with CARICOM, stands ready to assist. The future of Castries' iconic Parliament building is getting a makeover, literally. Gone are the demolition plans. Instead, the government is set to renovate the historic complex, creating modern spaces for lawmakers and the media, while giving the surrounding area a fresh new look.
By the way, we're going to be expanding the Parliament building. Yes. Huh? To give you a media presence, to make a media, to make you more, to make it better for you, to give you a better conference room, and make it. We need to upgrade the Parliament building.
Prime Minister Pierre says the government plans to renovate the entire Parliament complex, including the old Treasury and Ministry of Finance buildings, once the project receives technical approval. Finally, from us this morning, Christians around the world are preparing for a solemn and deeply significant observance this week as Jehovah's Witnesses gather to remember what they call the greatest act of love in human history.
Members of the public who got invitations, they are able to see the time that's appropriate to their geographical location. Now, the event itself is a 1-hour event. It includes a talk which focuses on the Bible hope that mankind will experience based on the sacrifice of Christ, and an observation of the actual event using the emblems of the bread and the wine.
Mr. Peter recalled that over 21 million followers participated in the observance globally last year and said he is looking forward to even greater participation this year. That's the news. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report. I'm Timothy Polio. Good morning.
Thank you, guys. We need to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Well, World Autism Day is approaching. As a matter of fact, the month of April is recognized as the month of awareness for autism. And, you know, we don't intend to let these sort of observances pass by. And we've got a part to play as well in keeping the awareness, keeping the information, and helping us to, you know, groom our society where we are a little more sensitive, to persons who deal with people with autism or even people who are affected, who are on the spectrum. But of course, a lot of it has to do with information. And you know what? Whatever it is we need to do to ensure that awareness stays, we will definitely do that. So in observance, we went on over to the Dunnottar School, and Jaden, my colleague, he was able to speak to some people there, and here's the conversation.
DBS family, good morning once again. It's your boy Vision back here, of course, and I'm joined here by my little sister. That's not true. This is my big sister, Tanya, the principal of the Dunnottar School. All right, and you know, one story here, it's always a family affair, literally, and of course in other capacities. But big things are happening today, and what's going on at Dunnottar today? Good morning,
oh, good morning,
sister.
All right.
So what's going on this morning? Let's talk.
All right, we're wrapping up the end of term, the second term, and I got a big surprise. You know, I got a call from Lighthouse Construction, that's Mr. Edward, and he was like, Miss, what are you doing for Easter? And I told him, well, we're having a bonnet parade and whatnot. He said, oh, I told him, what did you have in mind? And he said, well, we're thinking of ending the term on a good note by giving the students a day of fun. I was like, a day of fun? He's like, yeah, with everything that they love. The bouncy castle, the trampoline, the eats and drinks, the music, etc. And this is what's happening today. A day of fun for the students.
Okay, and I'm sure it's pretty much well needed or deserved for the kids as well.
Of course, the term has been packed with so many activities, and I think they just need a little break. They had sports, they had all the other activities that drained them a bit. You know, so it's good to just have a day of fun before they go into the Easter break.
When it comes to these kinds of days or activities, initiatives, how important are they to not just the kids, but also to you all as a faculty and just the overall system of special needs in St. Lucia?
Okay. It's very important, you know, on a school basis, it gets all the kids together. So, of course, most times that we have activities, you know, there's a bit of isolation in classes. So it's always good to have activities where everybody can come together, all staff, all students. It helps, you know, build the school as a community when it comes to that. When we do have these activities and people like you come on board, it gives a little opportunity to showcase what we do here. Because, of course, there's always this misconception about what happens in the special schools. You know, so it's important to open up so that people can see that, hey, it is a regular school, we have regular activities with our students, meet the individuals that work along with us, you know, etc.
As of recent, I mean, we always have these conversations every time we come around, but since the last time to now, can you say there's a bit more of understanding and support when it comes to corporate solution and bridging that gap when it comes to special ed?
I think there has been I think there has been growth in corporate, you know, solution coming in to help our students in whatever way possible. You know, yes, people reach out, you know, to have activities like that, but people actually call in to find out what are the needs of the students. You know, one thing that changed from the last time we were here is that I think corporate solution noticed that it's not only in giving a donation to the school that's important, but also helping a student who has completed their education get a job. Right. You know, get, you know, a means by which, you know, they can sustain themselves for life. Because what's the point in doing all of this education of students, and then when they leave,
there's nowhere for
there's nothing in place.
Right.
Yeah, so they do need jobs, whether it is something as simple as assisting in a business place, you know, janitorial services, you know, any of these areas, you know, they can and they can work, because we have had individuals such as Glass Bakery and Motors, even other organizations, the supermarket chains like Lassie, SNS, reaching out. So what we really need, yes, we welcome the donations to help and the support to help the programs go along, but we need that help in transitioning out there. Right. You know, so one of my biggest things that we got help with from the time we were here, I think that was during Christmas, is a lot of individuals are opening their doors, opening their minds to our students working in those establishments.
And I'm hoping we could have aided in that as well, in getting that message out across. So DBS, we should do our best.
Corporate solution, please, you know, open your minds, continue open your mindset to allowing our students to be employed, you know, in your establishment. They can work.
Please, and thanks. Okay, Ms. Joseph, thanks for chatting with us. Of course, let's see if we can get a word from any of those sponsors as well. And stick around, it's the best morning. We'll be right back.
what? The Castries Comprehensive School is their 52nd anniversary. We do what we normally do. We headed over to the school to see what was popping. And Marva enlightened us a little bit. It was not as grand as the 50th, but certainly the presence was felt. 52 years of contributing tremendously to the fabric of St. Lucia in so many ways, so many different forms, so many different spheres, because as a holistic school, the products of the Castries Comprehensive spread far across all industries, across all entrepreneurship, everything.
Every single sector.
I know, and this is so beautiful, and I am so honored every time I get the opportunity to celebrate or highlight a moment like that, because you know, this institution, my kids,
yes,
a product of this as well. So, Marva, congratulations, and happy anniversary, happy 52nd anniversary. And I know it's not as grand as the 50, but certainly you can see that the presence is felt. The children don't have a moment to forget what is really happening and to connect and stay grounded with where this all started, why it is that they should continue to recognize and pay homage, and don't let the ball drop at all in terms of celebrating what the school has been and continues to be for St. Lucia.
Thank you. Well, this is exactly what we did this year. As you rightly said, it's not the 50th, which everybody is celebrating in a big and huge way, but we definitely ensured that we intentionally got our children to remember who we are, which is our theme for this year's anniversary.
Yeah.
So we embarked on a number of activities, not as grand in terms of quantity, but definitely in quality. So the elocution competition, which you heard of earlier from Miss Frederick, was awesome. Little Black Boy was the piece that the students did, and they did tremendously well. Mrs. Codrell, We Are What We Eat, came out strongly and actually was taken away from us by the by the St. Lucia Hotel and Tourism Association, who saw why this activity should of course be embraced by the different sectors who came on board, contributed hugely, ensured that the children were mentored, and are also ensuring that the students will be out during the summer at the various hotels.
Wow.
Yes, engaging in internship programs that will allow them to translate what they've learned in the classroom into the world of work. So this is going to happen. We also had our praise and worship jam. We saw our students on display singing and praying, which we needed at this time. Praying for you too, Maureen. Praying for our students who are ill from Island Champs and all the different tournaments that we've had. Our cricketer who's at the hospital, and of course our students who have been sick, injured from Island Champs. We ensure that we remember them at that time. We have today our ecumenical service award ceremony, which we've been doing since 1991. Wow. And this activity allows us to give good tribute to our students who have performed well academically and otherwise.
Yes.
So thank you for always being there for us, our past parent, current parent, and our honorary CCSS Cardinal students.
I'm taking it. I'm definitely taking it. So it's happy anniversary to me as well. Don't get it twisted.
No.
But happy anniversary to everyone, all the Comprians. I don't know how you call them.
Cardinals.
Cardinals, right.
Yes.
So all of them.
Yes.
And congratulations on continuing to just really put some
Thank you so
some
much.
wonderful
Thank you very
human,
much.
well-rounded humans out there into the
we
forces.
We have.
So thank you
Yes.
again and happy anniversary.
Thank you, Maureen.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to your Holistic Path to Wellness with Dr. Tanya Beaubrun. Let's talk about our mental health. Today I want to invite you to pause and take a moment to check in with yourself, because your mental health matters. Not just when you're in crisis, not just when you feel like you're falling apart, but every single day. I know what it feels like to keep going. To keep going when you're feeling empty, to smile on the outside when you're feeling overwhelmed on the inside. I've lived through burnout. I've sat in silence with anxiety. And I had to walk the path back to myself. And what I've learned is that mental health is not just the absence of illness, it's the presence of peace, clarity, connection, and joy. So how do we restore, reclaim, and replenish our mental well-being? I'm going to share 3 simple, powerful tools that I use in my More Joy method. And the first one is to create space to feel. We live in a world that tells us to stay busy, to keep being strong, to keep going no matter how we're feeling. But true healing starts when we allow ourselves to slow down and to feel. I urge you to take about 5 minutes a day. Sit quietly and ask yourself, what do I need right now? You'd be amazed at what your body and your heart will say if you're willing to listen. And the second tool is to move gently but breathe deeply. Mental health lives in our bodies. Gentle movement like walking, stretching, dancing will help shift our stuck energy. And deep breathing will calm our nervous system almost instantaneously. Try this simple technique. Inhale for 4, hold the inhale for 4, exhale for 6, and repeat that 3 times. That simple tool is a reset, and that's a tool for mental hygiene. And the third tip is to connect with something greater than ourselves, with prayer, meditation, journaling, sitting down in nature. When we connect with something greater than ourselves, we remember we're not alone. And that brings us hope, even on the hardest days. Remember, your mental health is sacred. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are human. And being human means giving ourselves permission to feel, to rest, to reach out for help, and to heal. Let's make a commitment to ourselves to choose presence over perfection, grace over guilt, and joy over just getting by. I'm Dr. Tanya Beaubrun. Let's honor our mental health together.
All right, guys, well, there you go. That is our show for today, for this Wednesday. Going out and make the most of the day. I'm going to leave you with this. Chase everything you want except love and death. They both will find you when it's time. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we'll be back again tomorrow for another DBS This Morning. Bye-bye.